And no, we're not talking about HDR in games today. We're talking about this capturing card. The name from this capturing card is Kuhaimi HCA25P. And I have to admit, I never heard about this company before. And of course, I was very curious because if you may or may not know, I'm using an Elgato capturing card, internal capturing card. And I was looking forward actually how this one here can compete versus the Elgato. And spoiler alert, it's actually not bad when we considering the price range what we're talking about here. $140 versus around or roughly $230 for the Elgato capturing card. So you can see this is actually, I wouldn't say significant cheaper, but it is more affordable. But I have to admit the performance is not on the same level as on the Elgato capturing card. But let's talk about this in a bit.
Appears to have broken up into several large pieces. Infrared is showing multiple heat sources. Let's go take a look, Captain. XP multiplier up.
Okay, so let's talk about what you're actually getting when you buy the Kuhaimi HCA25P, and I'm still not quite sure if I'm actually pronouncing this name here, Kuhaimi, in the correct way. But anyway, so obviously you get a nice packaging, the main unit, and of course you get a USB 3 cable, this length, and this is more than enough in my opinion, and one HDMI cable. So you would need a second HDMI cable if you like to connect the capturing card actually to your TV. Not sure why there's no second HDMI cable in, but that's how it is, okay? But that's actually all what you need to start recording with this card. Because all what you have to do is connect the capturing card to a free USB 3 port and you're actually good to go. I did all my testing with OBS and I have to admit the hard part is actually always setting up OBS in the correct way. But if you have done this, if you're familiar with OBS, there is not much to do in terms of setting up the capturing card. Connect the PlayStation 5 or Xbox or PC and you're good to go. In terms of performance, in terms of easy to use, this is just really plug and play. Doing all my testing, which includes recording and streaming, I haven't experienced any issue. There was no stuttering, no sound issue, nothing at all. The quality from this little recording card or external capturing card was always on a very good level. But now let's talk about the features from the card. And the most impressive feature is actually pass-through 4K 60 full RGB and HDR. This is actually impressive because that means you can play your favorite game in 4K 60 FPS and HDR enabled. In terms of recording, it's a little bit of a downside because we have a maximum recording capability of 4K 30 FPS, no HDR. If you like to record in 60 FPS, you would need to decrease the resolution to 1440p in OBS, but that's actually, in my opinion, more than enough if you like to stream. If you like to record in 120 FPS on the other hand, then you can do this in 1080p resolution. And of course, it wouldn't be me if I haven't done a comparison between my Elgato capturing card, which is, by the way, the MK2 PCI internal capturing card, with this Kuhaimi HCA25P. And yes, I know it's maybe not quite fair because the Elgato capturing card is more expensive, offers more features, and it's in general just the more professional capturing card, but I was actually quite impressed with the quality from the Kuhaimi. All my testing and recording was done in 1440p 60, and the main difference what I found between Kuhaimi and Elgato is actually the difference in gamma. As you can see, the Kuhaimi capturing card has actually a lower gamma compared to the Elgato capturing card, which results in a lot of noise and additional information in very dark areas. So at this moment, I really think the gamma level on the Kuhaimi is not quite right. I trust Elgato in this case more. But to be very honest, I don't think that this is a deal breaker because you have to look very closely to see actually a difference. But again, there is a difference between Elgato, which is the more expensive capturing card, versus the Kuhaimi, which is the more affordable and much easier to use capturing card in my opinion. But again, there's a difference in gamma level. Okay, so what is my summary now for this capturing card? And I have to admit that I'm actually quite impressed with the performance and how easy it is to use in combination with OBS. And I know that OBS can deliver great outcome actually with the right settings. So this is actually great for streaming, and I will use or continue using this for streaming because 1440p 60 FPS is actually more than enough what I need for my streams, because if I would like to stream in 4K 60, I would need a much faster internet connection, which is very expensive here in Australia. So this is actually very, very good. And again, I haven't had any issue doing my testing. I connected this to my PC, started OBS, and that's it. No stuttering, no sound issues, nothing at all. And this is what I like. I don't like to hassle around with drivers. I don't like to hassle around with settings. It has to be easy to use. And that's what this card or capturing card is actually offering.